Welcome, Trial Tappers. Today I want to talk about a suicide prevention tool that I use called the CRP, Crisis Response Plan. Sometimes therapists refer to these as suicide prevention plans or safety plans. Whenever a client comes into me and expressing that they might have suicidal thoughts or are very depressed, it's not uncommon for myself and other therapists will put together a safety plan. Generally, it's asking them what can help them during a crisis and who can help them during a crisis. And we usually ask them to write this down and then give it to the client so that they can take it back and have it with them in case they're in a crisis. One thing I've found that sometimes as therapists, we may feel like this was a good plan. We put it in our treatment plan and we say that the client has gotten over this. But what I've also found, or what's more important, is to make something that's more practical, something that you can use with you every day. So taking this 3x5 card, I will often ask clients to do the following. I'll ask them these following questions in the 3x5 card. So if you see here, I'll ask first off, what are the warning signs that things might not be going so well for you? They might give me examples like they're crying, they can't get out of bed, they're irritable, they've stopped doing things they used to do. These would be warning signs that they might be in trouble. The second thing I ask them to write down is at least 5 reasons for living. And often people will explain that it's maybe their children or their religious beliefs, or just looking forward to some event in the future. The next thing I'll ask is to identify who are your supports. These might be a partner, a spouse, a friend, a therapist, somebody that is there for you. In the next area I'll talk about, and I'll ask people to write down, well, what helps? What helps you when you're in a crisis? Some may say, to get out in nature, go camping, to meditate, to go to church. There's just some other things that might help them when they're in a crisis. And finally, I ask you to write down here is in an extreme emergency, when all those things don't work, what helps? Calling your therapist, calling a doctor, calling the suicide prevention hotline, going to a fire station or police station or a hospital. So when I work with a client, we may fill out an official safety plan that as a therapist, we may stick it in their file and give it to the client. But I also have clients fill out these 3x5 cards. Ideally, I have them do 2 of them, one for them to put in their purse or in their pocket, and one to share with somebody that is important to them that might be able to know what can help when you're having a tough time. I find these are more practical. You can have them on you at all times versus the safety plans that the therapist and you might put together. Now, this is not medical advice. These are just tips that I provide for you and maybe your therapist to work together on. As you see here, this is what my card looks like. If you notice, the first warning signs of me crying or getting angry or I'm not talking. The second area, my reasons for living, my wife, my children, my grandchildren. My next area of supports are my specific friends, leaders that can help me. And then find things that can help me, deep breathing, meditation, go gardening. I like to go to Home Depot, playing with my grandkids, doing some online videos or some help books, and also volunteering and praying or other things that help me. And then who would be my emergencies to reach out to. September is Suicide Prevention Month, and I hope you are able to pay attention to those around you and the way you might be feeling about things. I put together these cards as an opportunity for you to have them at any time when you're in a crisis, then you can pull these out. If you find any value on this, please share this with others, and I'll see you next time.